Hello, my name is Bob the Drag Queen. I'm here with Joe Kim Booster, Robin Tran, Naomi Smalls, Brad Loekle, and I have a very important question. Why are you ugly?
Wow.
Why did you invite us here?
I drove
Bob's
here.
lazy eye went straight to you.
Yeah, I drove here literally worried this was an intervention. I saw that he was on it, and now I wish it was.
Okay, Joel, why are you ugly?
Bad skin,
Girl, money fix that.
I'm in a full beat right now. So that's I would say my big thing, and then also all the internal stuff. I have bad teeth too, which people love to remind me of on the internet. Their favorite question is, when you get famous, will you fix your teeth?
Okay, when you get famous is crazy.
When you get famous, yeah.
I'm like, were you watching me on TV? But were you watching me on TV?
If Luke gets renewed one more season, will you get new teeth?
But no, I think that's the thing is they're like, well,
You also have to do top and bottom at the same time because they'll gather you.
Oh, yeah, no, and they can't be chiclets. You can't.
No. I'm not gonna get All Stars teeth.
Get the Steve Harveys. Go in and say, I want the Steve Harveys.
You got to get those third-year veneers that SNL people.
Well, no,
get.
and I'm gonna dip them in the Coke Zero, and just to give them a nice patina, and then so they don't look
chip one artistically.
Exactly.
Naomi Smalls, why are you ugly?
I have really bad breath in the morning.
Okay.
Wow, that's.
I don't think you think you're ugly.
End of list.
I can understand that I'm not maybe someone's cup of tea, though.
Have you ever met someone who you were not their cup of tea?
Yeah. I think we talk about this all the time, like when you're like, especially when you're dating outside of your race, and like someone hits you with a like, oh my God, you're so hot for a black guy.
Yeah, that's
type moment. That makes you feel ugly, but I don't like go home and like look in the mirror and see an ugly person.
You don't have insecurities? Like, you
Oh,
don't
for
have
sure.
physical insecurity.
For sure. Like, I mean, my weight is always up and down. I have a really hairy back. I'm exposing that. Someone can be a 10 and they can be so attracted to them, but once they hit you with like something that hits your insecurity, you're like, okay, I don't want to be around this person. I don't want to spend the time getting to know them more because they hit me like on a level that's like, I don't know if I can recover from this or if I even want to recover from this or want to keep thinking about that.
Right.
It's kind of like a dead stop with attraction.
And whether they knew it or not. Like,
Right.
they could have picked
Yeah.
another
No,
nag.
it could be totally.
And you would have been like, ha, ha, ha.
It could have been totally innocent,
Right.
but like the way that you process it.
Right.
So if someone hurts your feelings, that would turn you off. Hurting your feelings is a turn off?
For sure.
Well, here's my question. You know what's really, like you mentioned, when someone's looking for something specific, but then, like, for example, this would hurt my feeling. Like, let's say, for example, someone was in the Bears, and you were like, and you're like,
Why are you looking right the f*** at me?
Brad, because you're a Bear, Brad. So you're like, someone's like, I'm in the Bears. So you're like, I'm in there. And you walk up to this person, and they're like, no, thank you.
Not that one.
Oh my God.
I should have been more specific. Pandas,
Like,
girl.
have y'all ever had that happen to you? I've had someone be like, I'm into tall, dark-skinned black guys. They'd be like, no, not you.
So here's the crazy part. If I go and perform at like a gay pride or, like a gay nightclub and stuff, and obviously I'll talk about being, having the BMI of Wagyu beef on stage and all that kind of stuff. If I get someone who looks like Joel or you hitting on me after, I'm like, oh, you're a chubby chaser. Fine. But like, then I'll go perform at a bear event and none of the guys I think are hot will f me because I'm not fat enough. These beautiful guys who are my ideal are like, you need to put on like 250.
No,
There's too many bears to choose from.
I've been rejected by plenty of rice queens before in the past. And
How does that feel?
It hurts.
It does,
because
right?
I'm like not into rice queens as a general rule,
Right.
but like again, I'll anything. And then when I see you surrounded by the entire continent of Asia, and then you will not look me in the eyes, I'm
Right.
sort of like,
Right.
what about me?
Someone's like, I just want all I want is a tall Asian comedian who's handsome. Do you have Dylan Adler's number?
yeah.
Do you have Dylan's number or not? Joel, I know you know him. Give me his number.
It's sad you couldn't have thought of a full Asian comedian.
Shots fired at Dylan. Boo, 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 boo.
Attraction is not that general, so you can say like I like Asian guys, but you can be like
There's also two types of rice queens, though. There are rice queens who are into the general physical features that are often associated with Asian men: dark hair, smooth skin, etc., etc., etc. And then there are rice queens that are really like into the like their assumptions about how you will be because of culturally
Right.
what they believe Asians to be. Like, I will not a guy if he has 2 katanas on his wall. I just won't. But like one maybe.
3.
No, absolutely.
I thought 2 was
It's an Asian
specific.
sword.
Gotcha.
And like,
if he makes you take your shoes off when you enter the house, is that too much?
well, it depends on like if we're in San Francisco, it's like, yeah, I'm taking my shoes off, babe. I don't know what I just stepped in.
Are there rice queens who like want like an Asian person with an Asian accent?
Go to Bangkok and it's filled with British and American and Canadian white gays who are like on a sexual safari.
I always feel more
Stark.
comfortable on the profile if I see like into Asians, Middle Easterns, and Latinos. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's a feature thing.
Right.
When they're just like I'm into Asians, I'm like,
Right.
well, there's a lot of us.
But now
that
if they
look
then
a
get
lot
even
of
more
different
specific,
ways.
if they say I'm really into Thai and Vietnamese, is that now, has that overshot?
No,
the
because that just
specificity
tells
more?
me they taught English for a semester in
Stop it.
Thailand.
I'm gonna kill
and
myself.
It's not.
I'm really into half Chinese, half Jewish people who live on the North Shore of Long Island. I got 7 to choose from.
I don't relate to any of this. I've never had somebody go like, I'm looking for a short Asian trans comedian who's balding. And then, they go, not you.
Look at the camera. They're there. They're watching. Brad Loekle, why are you ugly?
Why aren't I? Like, what isn't? What about this is working? I obviously am fat. I have gout. I'm a mid-century homosexual in a culture obsessed with youth. I developed a really acidic and nasty ability to destroy a human being with words in order to protect myself as a child that I'm now trying to tone down, and developing empathy at 46 3/4 is not as easy as I thought it would be. That's a good start.
That's valid. Robin Tran.
Wait, that's it? Is there more?
I mean, this is only a 2-hour.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Robin Tran, why are you ugly?
I actually asked ChatGPT, is Robin Tran beautiful? And ChatGPT said that beauty is the eye of the beholder. But then I started asking it if other people were beautiful to see if it, and it said yes for other people. So I got friend zoned by ChatGPT.
I recently asked ChatGPT what is the gayest word, and it said, "I'm sorry, I don't deal in like things like that. Like I won't disparage another group." And then I responded, "But I'm gay." And then it said, "Oh, okay." And then it was like fabulous, queen, slay, and I was like, "Ugh, this is where they're getting these challenges."
You were like, you're in a safe space. You're in a safe space, ChatGPT. Can I just say the gayest color? I've said this before. Everyone thinks they know what the gayest color is. Do you think you know what the gayest color is?
Today, I think it's blue.
I would say aubergine.
It's now cerulean.
What
Oh,
is
but
that?
that goes back.
Okay, yeah.
Now it has to be cerulean. Okay, so I have some more questions for you all here. Okay, what's ugly? Objectively. I don't want to hear none of this. If you objectively, what is ugly?
But the thing
To
is,
you.
to me, just to me.
Yeah, to you.
Well,
So
it's-
subjectively.
So, because the question said objectively.
You know what's
which is
ugly?
fucking
When
me up.
people don't know what words mean.
And are we talking in the context of a person, or are we talking in the context of like
What I mean is this.
interior,
Physically.
you know?
I'm talking about physical appearance.
Like in another person.
Yes.
Okay. So not like this set.
Yes.
Just in another.
It's like, I mean, like,
Which actually I love.
Thank God we're not talking about internal stuff. Because you're rotted.
yeah, because like I was gonna be like when they're mean to the wait staff. But that is a comment.
But that's really hot.
that is.
actually.
Yeah, no. I guess like the only thing I can think of, because I have a very broad spectrum of types. Like for me, it's like I don't best in class. Whatever you are, just
Right.
be the best in class of that. Like,
Right.
I don't care, size, weight, age, range, whatever. Just be best in class. But for me, I think the thing that is a deal breaker is hygiene.
Can you give us a celebrity, like, crush, like an ultimate celebrity crush of yours?
Riz Ahmed.
Okay, Reza Ahmed is rude to the waiter, and I don't mean a little rude.
No, because that's something I've
Reza
left
Ahmed is
and established.
Reza Ahmed. The waiter walks
for
up, and
that.
Reza Ahmed said, "I said straw."
Well, in that case, then, like, I'll still f him, but I won't give him the prize. You
There
know,
it
I'll
is.
top, I won't bottom.
There it is.
That's usually how that works.
The price?
So that now we know that
learning all these terms.
I think that's a joke, Kim Booster.
They're not all prizes.
some of them are just a Euro rice-a-roni. Some of them are.
Okay, we can all chime in, by the way. What is ugly to you physically?
Physically, short. I'm kidding.
By the way, if that's your team,
No, you could be short and hot. I feel like someone.
I
something
actually
that-
think short gay men have it so much better than short straight men because our community understands what we have in a way that a lot of straight women do not. Because
Right.
every guy I know, gay guy I know who's 5'7" and below is jacked with a giant penis.
And a Napoleon complex.
And
They
it's
will
called-
top you
Yeah.
like they are fracking for natural
It's
gas.
literally called God's little apology. We made you 5'7", but we're gonna give you
Right.
all the other blessings.
Right.
And he doesn't give with both hands.
You hear that, Joe Rogan? Are you watching?
I said gay.
Yeah, no, gay guys.
I know you said gay guy.
Every gay Cuban
know,
is like
I
has
know
a third leg.
Yeah, I would say like plaque is ugly. I would say nose hairs unintentionally are ugly. I would say.
literally,
Just really.
I don't know. Yeah, I think
that's someone in their early 30s.
also
Nose hairs.
Piggybacking on hygiene, it's just like the way that you present yourself to someone that you're trying to attract.
Okay,
Is that a bad answer?
no. There's no bad answers. Does anyone have an answer? Like a mother answer.
Oh, like
answer.
this is absolutely unacceptable to
like
me?
for example, I'm gonna go ahead and put myself out there.
Okay, go ahead. You first.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't like when people have too many spaces between their teeth.
Oh, that's fair.
Like a gap. A gap can be
One
cute,
gap.
but when when there's multiple gaps,
Right.
you
When
know,
they aren't speaking to each other.
right.
They're not in
There's an argument
communication.
and they're leaving the room.
Yeah,
yeah.
in
I would
different
say
directions.
people like I would say I know a guy whose friends were close.
We know which drag race queens you're talking
they've grown
about.
apart over the years. You know what I mean?
But that
Real
also.
ass answer about physicality then. I cannot, whether they are a top, bottom, or in between, flat are a real struggle for me.
Oh,
because
sure,
that
that's-
is something you can control.
A real struggle. It's a bit over dramatic for just look. It's a real struggle for me. It's my struggle. What I've gone through with these
Something.
flat.
Now, what about a little cuppage?
A little cup, like it's proportions, right? Like proportion. Like the thing is if you are 6'3" and like everything else is muscled, but you obviously skip leg day, and it's just like this, like eat like A, I don't want to it, and B, you need something when you're getting to hold on to.
This is one of the reasons I say there's no God, because you look
Wow, we
around
really
the world.
jumped.
We jumped,
Yeah,
and
like-
there's a myriad of reasons
Well,
why there
the
isn't.
reason why is like there are skinny people
Right.
with fat
Right.
and fat people
Right.
with flat
Yeah.
and no just God.
It's giving Danny DeVito as the penguin sometimes.
No
And
just
that
God
is-
would do
It
that.
doesn't make sense.
God's like, if I'm gonna make you fat, you at least get a fat.
Right.
The least I can do for you.
This is not going to be a real answer that you want, but I feel like because I don't really like to have sex. Like I've only had intercourse with like one person that I'm like with still. So I don't really like. I legitimately don't look at people that way. Like when you say like, oh, nose hairs, I'm like, oh, that is kind of gross, but I can overlook it because I'm not trying to this person.
Gotcha.
You know, so I find it actually fascinating that, you know, whenever like somebody has an issue with like a relationship and I'm trying to talk them through it, and then after an hour they're like, well, the sex is really good. I'm like, I forgot you guys had sex. So like it doesn't cross my mind. Like, you know, when I'm doing like a roast battle, I never do you look like jokes because everyone just kind of looks like they can be hot if they're like kind of whatever.
We're
you
all
know?
just gray blobs.
Yeah.
To you
No,
at the end.
no, that's not true. I will say, just to put myself out there, you know, like there's a question with zeros, right? Like 0 out of 10. Like I think 1 out of 10 I can like justify at
place
some
people
level.
on a spectrum
But
of
I've never met a 0 in real life before. But I have seen zeros in like articles where like they're so ugly that people have to donate money to them.
No, this is the thing. Yeah.
Like that's where I draw the line. So I draw the line at 0. So I do have a line, but I feel like
You don't go negative one, negative two.
but I've never met a person in real life that was a 0.
You've
before.
never done a panel show with Bob the Drag Queen with someone who's a 0 before?
Am I the 0? In the
I'm like, is she coming for me after all these
we're all
years?
like, Naomi's like, well, I know it's not me.
Yeah, it's definitely not me.
Naomi's like, I wonder which one of you, Joseph.
I would say for me though, honestly, and this isn't a physical thing. I mean, there's definitely physical things I'm not attractive to, but I could pick anything that I'm iconically attracted to. And to me, if you are like a robot dead personality, if you are literally the most beautiful man I've ever seen, and then I talk to you and you have no opinions, no thoughts, no response to anything, or you're evil, hateful, like I call them gay goyles. They turn from attractive people. Then everything attractive about them looks like grotesque to
See,
me.
I have the reverse experience where
You want them to be
no. I will like
neutered.
still the gay goyle, but the thing I won't like interact with them socially. But there are so many people that like if I saw a picture of them, I'd be like, But if your vibe, there are certain people who have the vibe.
No, but that's what I mean is that's the
sexy
converse of that. If you
like,
have the energy, I literally see you differently.
So let me ask this question then: What's beautiful? What's hot? What is sexy? Like just from like
confidence.
just from seeing it on Instagram.
kindness.
We're looking on Instagram. We don't know them. We're just on Instagram.
Historically, it's just like whatever rich people look like during that time is what's considered attractive.
Can we
right?
get back to Rubenesque then? Can we get back to Rubenesque?
Because it was that, right? So,
Right.
So I think it is just like I don't know. It's like when I heard about like European beauty standards or whatever, Eurocentric, I was like, oh yeah. I mean, I guess that's true. Like since I was a kid, it was like, well, yeah, like hot people were like skinny white women, you know?
Right.
So like in my brain, that's like objectively what's hot, but I don't know if that's true. It's just more like I'm easily brainwashed, you know?
So I've heard a theory recently that because Ozempic is so affordable now and everyone's getting skinny, then the rich will stop getting skinny. They will start getting thick again.
Hell yeah.
But then they'll do it in some expensive way. It won't
great.
just
Right.
be
I know how to
can't
get
just be getting
fat
thick.
in an expensive way. I've been doing it my entire life. Girl, I've had gout since I was 28. I can show you how to be rich fat.
You'll have to prove that you got fat
Right.
off of like foie gras.
Right, no,
or
you just drink champagne on a yacht. All the videos are you just eating caviar, deviled eggs, and champagne.
But it can't be McDonald's fat.
No.
It has to be Wagyu beef fat. And it will know.
High quality fat girl.
They will know if it's Wagyu and they'll know if it's McDonald's. They'll be able to tell.
Yeah, it was objective and subjective is tough though, because I saw this like meme once and it blew my mind. It was, did you think that you were ugly growing up, or were you the only non-white person in your group? So I was the only I was the only Asian in my group for a long time. So I just thought I assumed my whole life that I was as ugly because I was different.
Right.
Imagine thinking you're ugly and you're raised around all black people. That was my experience because there were no white people, and I was like, still ugly.
Blame it on white people.
I was like, no white people, still ugly. So
then there's also
I
been,
wish there
like-
was a meme to say if whoever made that meme, if you got one for me, please hit me up.
There have been scientific research done into also kind of the symmetry and golden mean effect, which ends up crossing like ages, weights, genders.
Symmetry.
Right. So the symmetry.
Yeah,
of
I've heard this
when
too.
when you can measure a human face, like it, and it's not taking into account race or age or weight. People with more symmetrical faces and bodies. Like the
that's
golden
funny.
mean, that our eyes naturally think of them as more perfect.
I love it when something's a little askew.
Oh no,
you
I
know?
love a lazy
Like,
eye. I had an ex
yeah.
who we almost got married because I was in my 20s and you do stupid things like that. And but he used to have a little bit of a lazy eye, and it would truly make me so much harder if right when I was about to he would let it go lazy. And just kind of go like that, and I would come so
And you're
hard.
blowing,
He
you're
was-
shooting ropes.
Oh, girl, you could literally, I literally knocked art off the wall.
It is kind of sad that in order for him to come, he had to look anywhere else. Like his eye was like, I need to find.
I also
feeling
left the
to
belt
focus.
around my neck. I didn't give you all the information.
Okay, so have you ever been in love or been into someone, and then something that is not normally traditionally attractive becomes your thing because of one person? You got the lazy eye.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything like that?
Yeah, I have been into bald men. Since
Joel is pointing at our director, by the way.
bald men with a beard. It is like I think one of the second guy I had sex with was that, and like that to me has forever been like the standard. Like I want my boyfriend to lose his hair so desperately, and he is hanging like he doesn't want that.
You're poisoning
and
him
I'm
in
like,
his sleep.
relationships are about compromise.
You're stressing him out.
The
You're putting Nair in the shampoo.
He's taking Rogaine. You're putting Nair.
Are you in anything that's kind of like?
I think like once you start to really enjoy somebody, you are almost interested in the newness of them. So like I'm not really into like stench and like smell and everything like that. But like when I'm really attracted to someone and like they don't put deodorant on, I'm like, oh, that's kind of hot.
Well, that's pheromones, baby.
Right.
Like
Pheromones,
Yeah, that's
science.
also, yeah.
Or like when they start gaining weight and like it's hot because it's like you're seeing them at a different type of, you're just like in love with them and you're so attracted to them.
I've definitely grown to love a little pudge. If a partner of mine has grown a little pudge, I have also. There was a time where I was really shout out to. I was we weren't dating, but we were just hooking up, and I was obsessed. I used to do a gratitude journal, and I found my gratitude journal recently, and I would try to write down everything I was grateful for in a day, and was 87% of the book. It was very embarrassing. If he sees this, he'll know.
What do you look like?
Was about 5'7", somewhere between our complexion, but closer to yours. Cornrows and a ballet dancer. So just a body, but like a but a lifter, not the one who gets. So a little stout, very broad shoulders, but a really pimply butt.
Oh.
And that became my thing. For a hot minute.
It's probably the
sweat in the tights,
Baby, for a hot minute. That pimply butt.
Ooh. When we were all wearing
used to
super
witch
skinny
Hazel
jeans, we all had acne right here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All of us.
The pimply butt became my thing. It was so attractive to me.
But that's very specific. Like, that's not.
You know what I will say, and I think it's because I have such terrible skin that like I actually really it's the first thing I notice in a person, and it is sometimes like I think it's because it's the thing I hate most about myself. It is the thing that I like. It will become a turn off for me and other people
because it's a self thing. It's
yeah.
a projection of your own feelings.
And I always think it's not that noticeable. And then recently I was talking to a 23-year-old on Grindr, and they are historically the meanest people on the planet, especially these ones. And we were like going back and forth, and like we had a shady rapport. And at one point I was like, "Hey man, I have to go to bed. I'm old. Like this isn't gonna happen tonight." And he was like, "Okay, boomer, haha." And I was like, "Haha, yeah. Well, at least I still look younger than you do." And this kid shot back with, "Yeah, well, adult acne and acne scars will do that for a person." And I was like, "Oh, you just took this from like fun shade to like zeroing in on my greatest insecurity." And then, of course, the next day I didn't block him or anything, but he was like, "When are you coming over to f me? When are you coming over to f me?" And I was like, "Baby, like that ship has sailed."
He's like, "Yeah, well, you have trauma from your father. And didn't no one come to your 5th birthday party? I believe your 5th birthday party was you by yourself, lonely because no one loves you. Anyway, come f me tomorrow. How much fun would that be?"
I'm I'm looking up Accutane on Silk Road right now because of you. Like, I'm not coming over.
But you can't judge someone who like their frontal lobe hasn't fully
They're not done being
like they don't know.
Well, and it's also it's all post Glee generation.
But all I was to say, like a 24-year-old hitting on you, I'm now
bullying.
reaching my early daddy phase, which shocked me more than anyone else. So in the last 2 years, I'm now having 23, 24, 25, 26-year-olds. And it's very different than what you're experiencing because I'm older enough than you. I'm like another decade older than you. So they really are looking at me for like, I want to like have sex with an actually like a mature middle-aged man. And then they ask me questions about like what it was like to be gay in the olden times. With you, I think it's still more of a like you're too close.
Well, you're someone who could literally be their father. Like literally.
You say that, but over the summer I had sex and I asked this guy, I was like, "How old are you?" And he was like 24, and I must have made a face or something. And he immediately went, "Oh, no. It's like a big joke with me and my friends. I love to f older guys." And I was like, and
but see, he didn't mean it.
No, but I'm wondering if this is a guy thing, because I'm not attracted to guys. I actually don't even have like guy friends anymore. So like sometimes when a rare time a guy.
I think I just found out that I'm not Robin's friend. I think I just found out that me and Robin are friends.
No, but like it's like if a guy that I'm like not even really close friends with, like the way they communicate is like through like roasting.
Right.
I do not like that. It's almost like like when I was a kid, I would hear the phrase he talks to me like he knows me. I didn't know what that meant. But now I'm at the age where I'm like,
Right.
you're talking like you know me. Like I hate being roasted by someone I barely know. Like if I'm roasting someone back and forth, it better be at a roast battle or we've known each other for 5 years and there's like a trust back and forth. I don't know.
It's part of your career too, so people think that's like their thing. Probably.
Yeah, but you know, women don't do that with me. They know that
No,
it's
but
a
women do
different-
that behind each other's backs.
I
Like
don't-
every woman I've ever known, and 2/3 of my friends are women.
Uh-huh.
I watch them interact when we're all together at a meal, and then
Yeah.
afterwards,
Right.
each of them will be texting me at the same time about each
But
other.
I think
and
that's-
I'm like, this is an odd place
No,
for
no,
me
no.
to be
I think
in.
that's considerate.
Yeah,
Because I much prefer. I don't know what the guys are like. Say it to my face. I'm like, no, please say it behind my back.
no,
I
I'm
do
just
not-
saying it's like it's the same thing, but the opposite side of the coin.
I think it's considerate. I
Yeah.
talk behind everyone's back here.
And I think too, there's like a
Probably saying why
full
these each other are
like
ugly now.
epidemic in our community right now of negging.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
negging?
Negging
Negging.
is like when you try to bring someone down a little bit, but
As like a
you're
flirting.
hitting. You're as
Yeah.
flirting.
Oh,
yes,
Like
yes.
it's something I've heard 9 million times because on stage I'll often make jokes about my weight and stuff like that, and guys will come up to me afterwards and be like, "Brad, I don't think you're fat. I think you're hot." And I'm like, "Well, why can't those two things be the same?" Or they'll say, for instance, "I don't like when you talk about being fat and ugly on stage," and then I always have to say, "I talked about being fat on stage because I said nothing about being ugly. You roided up back-kneed."
This, I mean, the amount of times a drunk gay guy has approached me to hit on me and said something along the lines of like, "I don't care what anyone else says. I actually think you're really fat."
Yeah.
And
So-
it's like,
Yeah,
so what
that's
what are we
negging.
doing
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just say nothing.
Right.
When I was 7,
Just kiss me.
Yeah. When I was 17, I was reading like pickup artist book Robert Tran.
Yeah, yeah.
And I read one called Double Your Dating. The joke I always do is I get work because 2 times 0 is 0. Right? But it's like, but it would say like, yeah, you got to tease, you're going to make fun of the girl. And I didn't know. I remember this very specifically. It was before a dance, and I walked up to my friend Anna, and I was like, hey, nice makeup. It makes your face look really ugly. And she slapped me and never talked to me again. And I was like, this advice sucks because I didn't know.
You didn't know how to
I didn't
nag
know how to nag
properly.
properly.
That was 0 to 60 pretty fast.
when you're doing drag, you are trying to make yourself unbelievably beautiful.
Right.
The goal is to be more beautiful than
Well-
people can even. That's the goal.
Of some.
Of some.
Of some, yes. So in my mind, I'm like, in my mind, I'm giving the fantasy, right? So what I remember one time after the season 8 had aired, after it had been announced before it had aired, I was at our place in Seattle, Washington. I think the bar's closed, and thank God at this point because of this story. I was standing there, and this guy came up to me. He goes, "Bob, I was looking you up online. I was at the meet and greet, so I'm trapped.
Right.
I have nowhere to go."
Oh.
He goes, "I really love the way you do your." I said, "Thank you so much." He goes, "Because for you, it's about the performance. Like you care about the art, you care about the performance." I said, "Yeah, I do." Thank you. He goes, "You care about the performance, you care about the art. You don't care how you look. You will put on anything.
Yep.
You just take the makeup and you're just like." And because you spend your time doing the performance part.
And to be fair, now we're great friends. And so I think like it all worked out in the end.
It's things like those, like that will like. There's so much like good, and then they can say that one negative thing that it makes them ugly, or it
and
makes
they
the whole
don't think it's
situation
negative.
feel- or
Like
makes
again,
you
it's
feel
intention.
ugly,
You can see in their
where-
eyes and hear in their
Yeah.
voice.
And I think like
that they're like, this is the ultimate compliment.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people is like they're like, well, he must know that everyone hates him, so like I'm
Right.
I'm the exception to that
Right.
rule, and he'll appreciate
Right.
that.
Right.
And
No,
it's like-
again, they really think they're saying a kind thing, a good thing.
I get that compliment a lot, like on my YouTube videos. Where it's usually from trans women that go, I'm usually so insecure about the way I look and my voice, but she makes it look like you can do anything. You can look like any way you want. You can not care about your appearance. And I'm like, look, I know I'm funny at this point. I'm like one of those. I know I'm funny. I just like shallow compliments for the rest of my life would be great.
Right,
I'm
right.
deprived of the shallow compliments.
Right.
I'm sick of being told I'm an inspiration. I know I'm one of the greatest comedians in the world. I get all arrogant with that stuff.
I've performed on stage naked for various reasons at events over the years, and I literally the number of times I'll still do it if it's good for a bit and it makes sense for the show. But I now know I'm going to have so many, especially gay men, come up to me crying, saying how brave I am.
I mean,
to be naked, but which they like. I could also have the entire cast of Cirque du Soleil naked next to me, and they would not be crying about their nudity.
Right. Brave is never that word you want to
No,
hear
but
when
you
you're
don't
like-
want to be considered brave or courageous.
I mean, I did Full Frontal on Industry on HBO.
Yeah.
And the number of people who were like, it was really brave of me to do that. And I'm like, listen, I am not hung like a horse. I love my no complaints from most people. It was a
I
flaccid.
love that asterisk.
Most
Yeah.
people.
It was it's your I've sent
To make it
there
legal.
my hard is out there. You can
Right.
find it,
Girl,
quite
we know.
easily.
Here it
I
is.
send it
Yes.
out with reckless abandon. You forget that there are a lot of variables with a flaccid penis.
Yeah.
and
True.
it can look a lot of different
Also,
ways.
while we're on the
depending
subject
on
of
your mood.
ugly, a penis can be large or small, but
ugly.
ugly as
I would say the larger your penis, the more room for ugly it
ugly.
gets.
Well, because she can go
Abso-fucking-lutely.
gonzo on you. She
'Cause
can
of-
curve
yeah.
It can look
around.
like a yam, like we
Yeah.
were talking
A
about.
short,
digging
ugly
it into the
is
ground.
not as bad
You
as
can
a
get that
giant ugly dick.
Yeah.
I would much rather have a
You can get that
smaller,
Skittles
beautiful
where you're
penis.
tasting the rainbow of colors and flavors all the way down, and you're like, no.
I'm no size queen though. I've never been a size queen in my life.
Honey, my goal is to keep that balloon knot. That is my one thing. This is Grey Gardens. This is the Playboy.
In
Mansion.
my
prize.
20s.
Once you get in there, you're like,
Prize!
"Oh,
The prize!
The thing is like when I was in my 20s, I was probably more interested in it. It seemed more exciting.
Sure.
But now that I'm like partnered with a bottom and I just don't do it that often, I'm like, unfortunately, you are disqualified.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No, you need
I
a workable
gallon
need-
of lube and poppers. I
Yep.
need to kill half my brain cells with poppers in order for you to get in there.
I once almost drank a bottle of poppers.
Well, you know that happened at Coachella 2 years ago.
I
A
accidentally
bunch of-
backwashed
A
them up
bunch
my
of
nose
straight
once.
people who had heard about poppers
drank them and died. Didn't
did
they?
shots and then all ended up in the emergency room.
Can we all agree
And
that straight people are stupid?
that's what you get for cultural appropriation? Okay.
So what happened to me was I was on stage performing and someone handed me something because you remember Rush looks like
Yeah,
5 hour
5 hour
energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't do poppers. So someone handed me a thing of and I have a terrible sense of smell. So like I was like I couldn't smell it and I'm holding it and I'm like,
No.
oh, 5 hour energy, thank you so much. And I go to drink it and the screams
Yeah.
from the audience. I mean at
You could have
Barracuda
died.
at
You could have
Barracuda,
died.
people were like like people, and it was so loud. It was over the music at a gay bar in New York City, and it scared me. I was like, "Guys, what?" And they were like, "Look at the bottle," and I was like, "Oh my god!" I almost just did a shot of Rush. This is crazy.
Also, if you can't smell poppers, you still have COVID.
Okay, I've heard
This was pre-COVID.
I've heard of poppers, but what is it? I'm so sorry.
Oh, I
that
wish
I'm-
I had some in the car. We could all do
It,
that.
It's for-
dilates, it loosens you up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it makes all the blood rush to your head usually,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
your
yeah.
anus for about 37 seconds will really
Oh,
relax.
why your anus?
So-
I'm
so-
Imagine I was like, I'm that naive. Oh, interesting. Yeah.
The real pros will do the mouth. Have you seen the mouth?
No.
You.
No.
By the way, this is for Patreon exclusive. Please don't put this.
yeah.
I don't. They will put it to their mouth and breathe it down the tunnel.
Oh, no, but I want it in the brain. You
I
want it in
know
the
a
brain.
guy who puts it in a sippy cup, puts a paper towel in it, douses the paper towel in poppers, and then it's like one of those like
Yeah,
little,
yeah. Like a protein-
protein thing, and then you just put that, and
Well,
then
that's
there's
like-
no spillage, there's
Right.
nothing.
That's like
And
the
I'm
masks, and people have popper
Yes.
bumpers now, so it's like you put cotton balls
Yes.
in there.
And it's
you
like,
pour the
bring it
popper
to
and then
Shark
you just
Tank
bump it, but you don't have the
immediately.
liquid spilling
Yeah, yeah.
around.
This man could have gone to NASA.
No,
He could have been an engineer. He could have been an engineer. And this is what he chose to use ingenuity for.
Literally, I was like, sharks.
Yeah.
Like I'm here today seeking $1 million for my paper towel in a sippy cup invention.
I have a question for you two. You two specifically. You are both in your 30s.
Okay.
Have you
dox
ever
me.
you said dox.
me.
Have you ever been a twink? And what was your twink death if you're not one anymore?
I think we established that yes, I was a twink until probably my 30s. I was dumped in Central Park when I was 27 or 28, and then immediately started working out as a form of revenge, and that sort of, and not the healthiest way to look like this, but it worked.
Like to look better than him or to beat him up when you saw him?
Because I felt so undesirable, and I felt so
Just so you know, when the guy I was in love with left me in my late 20s, I locked myself in a blowjob video booth stall in Times Square for 2 days with 4 8-balls. So I would say going to the gym and becoming this was definitely the healthier
Well, that's kind of like
choice,
going to the
Joel.
gym.
I came out with a throat
I
like
did lose 15 pounds on 3
One of
teeth.
them had to be named Jim. One of them had to be named Jim.
Yes, exactly. A lot of gyms.
So were you a twink?
I don't know if I was ever really considered a twink. I think when I was like 18 and like starting to go out to the clubs and everything, I noticed that twinks were generally like Hollister blonde looking small boys. And I was like a 6'4" giant in platform heels and doing my makeup like Lady Gaga, you know? So I never really felt like a twink.
So you're when you stepped into the club, you were already a queen.
I mean, I was a queen in
Birth.
yeah. I never had to come out.
So
Kind
you
of
never
thing.
so you never had the just gay boy in the club not being a queen experience.
No, I mean I was never a drag queen, but I was definitely like a femme queen.
Gotcha.
A femboy.
Gotcha. I understand. what you're
But
saying.
I think my twink death, I think was just kind of like starting to date younger than I was and realizing that they were like a Gen Z and I was a millennial, and I felt like I was like having to like say. Like I make a simple life reference, and they'll be like, "Who's that?
God.
Who's Nicole Richie?"
The way my boyfriend, who is younger than me, I asked him, I was like, well, you know who Mary J. Blige is, right? And he was like, yeah, the lady from the Umbrella Academy. And I was like, to know Mary J. Blige as an actress primarily is insane.
Well, my nephew called Rihanna the underwear lady.
No!
My niece was like, "Why is the underwear lady performing at the Super Bowl?" In her mind, Victoria's Secret was performing at the
But
Super
again,
Bowl.
to be fair, like
In my niece's mind, Victoria's Secret, Victoria of Victoria's Secret was doing the Super Bowl show.
But like I'm almost 47. Madonna is like key to my childhood. I'm 10, I'm 12, I'm 14, I'm 16. That's my entire world. I was always so pissed off every time like my mother or one of my aunts would walk through the room and be like, she's just ripping off Marilyn Monroe. She's just ripping off Marlena Dietrich. She's just, because to me, Madonna had made all of this.
She did a thing.
Like Madonna, that was my touchstone to that. And now I look back and I'm just like, oh God, she really was just cut and pasting.
Well, and it's so funny to see the same thing happen with Chapel Roan right now, who are saying like, "Oh, Lady Gaga did all of it." And
Right, it's like, well,
baby,
Madonna did that, and then 900
Yeah.
people did that before Madonna.
Were you two ever twinks?
Why do you say it with such a shock and awe already in the f***ing question?
Ever.
No, I literally, my mother has been in an iron lung since my birth because she gave birth to a 237-pound
So is it?
cynical bear.
So wait, is a twink like a skinny?
I would say skinny is the two disputed traits of a twink are skinny and young. After
Yeah,
that,
I've
everything
never-
else is up
I,
for debate.
I was, but I
But
had
there
no
are-
concept of it.
Like 40-year-old twinks.
I was also
There's people
born-
who are going to be a twink till they die.
Forever twinks.
No, those are twas.
So
After about 30, 32, it's a past tense, girl. It's
so
twas.
a twink death is like when you're deciding that you're gonna grow up now.
You
and
don't
not be
you
a
don't
twink
decide.
I
Twink,
mean,
twink
Joel
death
Gray
happens.
stayed the same size his whole life. He was no longer a twink.
No. Yeah.
I
Leslie
see.
Jordan.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so I would say the two main things that are pretty much everyone agrees on about twinks, they are always skinny and they're always young. Then people start talking about hair color.
I was skinny,
race.
but I was never young. I had lunch in the teacher's lounge since the time I was in 6th grade because I didn't invite children to my birthday parties. It was only adults and the parents of friends that I invited.
Yeah.
I was a strange middle-aged divorcee when I was like 8. But I can show you photos after and you'll be like, that was you? And then I'll cry in the drive home from the ugly episode.
No, I've never, I've never been skinny. I'm too like I'm just like really round. But there have been a couple periods where like one time I lost 40 pounds in one summer playing Dance Dance Revolution for 2 months.
Iconic.
Which my mom almost like cried out of tears of joy, like, oh, I guess my kid is not completely whitewashed. Like I'm good at some Asian thing. No, but when I'm like when I can't get skinny, but when I lose a lot of weight, it's unattractive for me. It looks like because I have a big head. So it's like a balloon. It
You
just
look like
doesn't-
a blow
I look
pop,
like a
yeah.
blow pop, and
Yeah.
it doesn't look attractive. So I've kind of had to accept that like it's okay that I'm a little chubby and everything. Like I've had to do a lot of things that a lot of hot people haven't had to do, where I'll like read articles about inner beauty and like just accepting, like, it's not all looks on the outside and everything.
Yes.
But I have always struggled with feeling ugly, like my whole life, until maybe just like pretty like recently. Like I've always just thought, like, you know how people say like the worst thing a girl can say is no? It's like, no, the worst thing they can say is ew. I think ew is a lot ew is a lot worse than no, And so I got 2 ews very early on, like when I was like in 3rd grade and when I was in 8th grade. And those 2 ews like stuck with me forever. And so when I was getting big I remember when I was getting big on TikTok, and I posted a bunch of my stand-up, and I had a fan base for the first time. And then my fiance was like, you should post videos of of you just talking. And I started crying, and I said, like, I don't think anyone wants to see my big, stupid, ugly face. Like, and then people did. Like, it was like a queer TikTok. The first time I didn't feel ugly was when I was reading comments, and it was other people talking about me. Like, they didn't know I was reading it. And they're like, I think she's pretty. Do you think that's okay to say? And like, like the young kids are very into consent. Like,
kids love to be like, am I allowed to say hello?
but I thought maybe I was like the first time in my life, like maybe I'm not like a big ugly piece of shit. Like that was the first time, and I feel like it was not until maybe a couple months ago. I'm finally going through it in therapy now, but I think like I have like too high self-esteem with my personality and too low self-esteem with my looks, because I think that I'm the ugliest person in the world, and I also think, but thank God I'm the most charming person in the entire world.
That's such a comedian. That's such a comedian thing.
This is going to be the whitest thing I've ever said on camera in my entire life.
Strap yourselves in.
Yeah, strap yourselves in. The first time I ever cried to a Taylor Swift lyric, although I don't know a ton of her material, was the lyric, "Sometimes I think that everybody is a sexy baby and I'm a monster on the hill," because I was at a giant gay event that I was on the main stage for, and and I was like standing watching everyone dance, and like someone put a remix of that song on, and I'm like, oh my God, it's me.
I believe it was either, I don't want us to get it wrong. It was, who's that really tall? It was either Jackie B or that really tall white guy, Zimmerman, and something Zimmer or something. Anyway, comedian. They used to host the Scruff Show. And they got on, they said, hey guys, it's 6 in LA and 9 in New York, which is funny because I'm a 6 in LA and a 9 in New York. And I thought to myself, it me, a 6 in LA and a 9 in New York is so brutal.
Yeah.
But I was like, that is how it really works.
I also think it's wrong though, because I find the guys in New York so much hotter than the guys in LA.
So much hotter.
Because the thing is about LA is it's so much work, it's so much steroids, it's so much like,
and it's all for Hollywood.
Yeah.
In New York, there are just sexy people. Like the garbage men are sexy. The taxi driver.
I think
in
that's his
LA,
point.
everyone is sexy
in
because they
LA,
came here to
I'm
market.
sorry. Garbage men is redundant.
So's garbage people.
I think in LA, everybody wants to be the same kind of hot.
Right.
And in New York, there's
Right.
just a broader spectrum of ways that
And it's just a
people have found to
nonchalant
be hot.
hotness.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's
yeah,
just
yeah.
it's just a dude who works a normal job, or a woman who has a normal life, who's not trying to be in show business, who's not trying to be seen. And you're like, God, look at that walk, look at that outfit, look at her hair, look at I'm just like, everybody
And
here just
meanwhile,
has
you
their
find out
own
they're
aura
a
going
project
on.
manager at Google.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And the question is
for
that
what reason?
is that same person, if you take that same person and move them to New York, do they just get hotter based on where they are? Does the place add to the
For
hotness?
sure. Because I have a very distaste for New York. Like whenever I'm there, I just want to be like not there. So like,
Where are you
I
from?
I'm from California
Oh, okay,
originally.
okay.
So like, I think
That's
knowing
a
that
classic.
a hot guy is from New York is not going to entice me.
Gotcha.
Like I think it actually will turn me off.
Really?
And the fact of seeing him there will be like, like I'm
In
not.
this
I'm
garbage-filled dump.
I can't be invested into this because it's
but like, if
walking.
obviously, there's a
Well,
lot of New York
location and-
transplants to LA.
and rats.
This is
and,
true. I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, myself incled. So like, if you now met
You
a New
too,
Yorker
right?
in LA, but they lived
Oh, you're
here,
Chicago.
would it still be a
Chicago.
turn off?
Oh,
Or
no,
would it-
no,
so it's the New York,
yeah.
it's the physical location.
But I will say I'm so turned on when someone says they're from California.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know what you guys are talking about when people move here and they have
And New
that
York, there's a
idea
New
of,
York
what
hatred of
have to look
California and a
like.
California. There's a beef.
What is the least sexy state someone can say they're from?
America.
Arizona.
Arizona?
Oh no.
I get that. I like.
No, I mean, there's not a lot.
No,
going
I'm
on there
sorry, but like the whole place
Florida.
is a Chipotle. It's like
The whole place.
Aesthetically, I'm sorry. It is the inside of a Chipotle everywhere you go in Phoenix, and it's
but
not-
you've only been to Phoenix.
No, okay, I will say like Tempe's great, like
Sedona.
Sedona is amazing.
Why Florida?
Whoa,
You don't like trash then, because if you like putting your dick in a dumpster, Florida's the place for you.
It's just a little tacky.
A
A little? A little? A little?
Tacky, moist. I don't know. I mean the
but the
stereotype
Cubans.
of
Honey,
Florida.
who you talking to?
I mean-
Why do you think I dress like this?
But
It's
the
literally
Cubans.
Cuban flypaper.
This episode is named But the Cubans, just so you know.
Yeah.
But the Cubans. Is there an unsexy state for you?
You know, I don't get out much, but I remember when I was first traveling to Indiana for my first like show there, you know, and it was I was going from the airport to the hotel, and I've never seen just like red state, and so I saw like an hour of just gray,
And
you
that
know?
flat
yeah,
kind of,
and I thought in that hour I was like, oh, I can see why people get racist here. It's so boring. You spice your
nothing
life up,
else to do.
you know, just
I'm
like
going to hate something.
yeah, because it's so boring. It's so gray and boring. And I remember just like, I don't know if this is beauty or whatever, but I just remember whenever I go to like a state where like there's like nothing around, like the audience is so desperate for like, they'll laugh at anything. They don't give they don't care that I'm trans. Like, we hate you, but we're so bored. Please just make us laugh for anything. So I don't know. I wish I knew the difference with how people look at different states. I just don't.
Well, also like Ohio,
don't see
Indiana.
eyes.
I don't see
There's a
states.
look
I
to
don't
that
see
whole
states.
region.
I don't see states. I don't whatever queer people are like, wherever queer people live, I like. You know, I'm attracted to like lesbians and queer people, and they come from whatever states. Mostly all my friendships are on the internet. Like, they're just gay people on my phone. So
That makes sense.
I don't know.
Would you hate Would you like someone who is like a physical 10, but your emotional just like they are the worst of the, like, you literally can't, do you know, Oprah, I can't name a worse person. You can't think of a worse person. Would you hate them?
It depends on what kind of why I hate them. Like racists, like fascists.
Right,
Yep,
Elon
that one,
Musk,
that one too.
And also
That
bad
is
people
not-
too.
But like, if you're like full of yourself, or if you're like rude, or
Shallow,
or
or
something like that, then like, yeah, especially now, like I have endgame. You know, like I'm not out there looking to for love.
Right.
Like,
Elon Musk looks like that guy you named earlier.
oh,
Like him, but
Well,
better.
pre-Nazi salute, maybe.
Pre-Nazi.
3 minutes after.
His arm is barely down.
He turns
and your
around,
pants-
he looks at you and goes, you. Then he rolls you this Popper's concoction that your friend made. He goes, you know what to do, Joel. You've already seen it. You've been here before.
You know what though? The thing about Elon is it's not even him being a bad person, the Nazi salute, like that's all bad, obviously. But I just find him so like dorky, and like he was obvious, like he just needs to be liked, and and he needs people to think he's cool.
Yeah.
And I find that so deeply unattractive.
I don't know if this
in
is
someone.
yeah.
Like when they're like me, I'm cool, and I'm like, oh, it's so much effort.
Have you not seen your career?
Yeah.
As entertainers, I think that's
Go ahead, Robin.
I don't want
that's
that.
a small part.
Go ahead, Robin.
This might be problematic, but I didn't know how Elon Musk sounded until pretty recently. Like, you know, because I just saw pictures and I assumed he was like this redneck, like whatever, you know, because like he's on Joe Rogan and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I heard his voice and I was like, who's this foreigner? Like, I know that's a horrible
Not
thing.
only that, but he's also like, pretty much, I'm actually talking back.
I did not. But
You've
the
actually
way
given
he-
him more personality.
the way he sounded, I was just like, how can any racist like this? You know, I don't know that
They like this South African guy.
It bothers me the way he sounds.
Because he's the kind of foreigner they like. He's a white colonialist.
And
Yeah,
I also
that's
think
true.
it's literally, once you reach a certain level of wealth, it does not matter to these people.
Oh, sure.
Like that's the thing.
Because
that
to them
is,
you
like,
won the
bigger
lottery,
thing.
and to, like, like people think dumb people think he's smart.
Right.
Actual scientists are the ones doing all the work.
Right.
He just bought their companies.
Yeah.
And his daddy had a diamond mine.
Yeah.
So-
I have a question for you all here. What is the physical quality that trumps all? You ever seen guys who, like, if he's got a fat he could have the face of a brick. If he's got a big he could have the body of a whatever. What is the top physical trait for you? Robin's like, passion.
No, so joking answer all. Would you hate? Yes.
You know. By the way, the hate question. You know what? I wouldn't, but it bothers me that I wouldn't. I feel like I'm so uncool when it comes to sex that, like, I'm kind of a grumpy old man, basically. Like, if somebody annoys me, I won't even, like, want to be in the same room with them.
But I think
more
that's
than
more of that is a more common like woman thing. I think
Maybe,
too, than
yeah.
guy. Like
Right.
gay guys will anything really.
All of my sex is
and
technically
so many of my female friends are just like
would
there needs to be connection. There needs to be like some respect.
Yeah, there's
like,
been times where I'll be in a room with somebody who's really, like, hot, but they're kind of annoying me, and then I will feel sad that I'm annoyed enough to leave. I'm like, I wish that I was one of those cool people on TV that can just fucking, like, 10 seconds or whatever to take off their clothes. Like, sex to me
not
takes
all it's cracked up.
sex. No, but I've made the joke, like, sex to me takes like 17 hours where I have to think about it the night before, and I have to, like, you're having sex tomorrow. Like, I have to talk
Like
my
in a
with
slow
myself.
cooker.
Yeah. It's just like I don't know, like, and I like,
Joel's more of an air fryer.
and then, like, and then when I'm having sex, I can't even enjoy the sex. I'm like, this is gonna be a great memory to jack off to later. Like, that's all it's sex. Sex is just like a spank bank.
That's not so complicated.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not fun. You know?
Yeah, valid and fair.
So what were you were asking?
Is there one physical
yeah,
feature?
Yeah. So I like making out though. Like, that's the one thing I like doing. So, like, if you have eyes and nice lips, it's like that will transcend almost anything for me.
Like, what are nice lips? Big full lips?
Yeah,
like, is the color of the lips?
Yeah.
Look
like
around the
full
room
lips.
and tell us.
Oh yeah, who has nice
all
eyes?
make out.
We want to know who has.
And then
We want to know who
quietly-
has the nicest eyes.
I don't see
can't see
eyes.
mine.
I don't see.
I don't see eyes.
I don't see the color of eyes. I don't.
I don't see shapes. I don't see lashes. I am legally blind.
I like big noses.
Like wide noses, long noses.
I think more so like
Schnauzes.
A beak.
a schnoz, like an Adrian Brody.
Right,
nose.
like
You
a
like a beak.
distinct.
I like a beak.
distinct, yeah.
for sure.
Love the
I'm.
B-list.
You could when you go to a museum and you see the like broken statue that has no arms and no head and nothing below the knee, or it's just a torso. I regularly go to museums and I'm like, I would fuck that dude right now.
Torso.
It is just you could literally decapitate
Like the crash
a
dummy.
man. Yeah, you could yeah, the CPR dummy.
Yeah,
I would the CPR dummy.
Yeah,
I mean, talk about a Shark Tank. I mean,
no,
just
see,
put a
I'm-
flashlight in there, baby.
Girl!
Off to the
Girl!
races.
but I think that's more common, and that's why I feel like a freak. Because, you know, sometimes, like, if I'm, like, flirting with somebody and they'll send me a picture and it's like of their body,
Right.
I'm just like, where's your face?
You're like,
I can only jack off your
Zoom
face. I'm
in
sorry.
on your lips.
Yeah, I guess
You think that's what makes you a freak?
yes, because no, I do. I really do, because I mean, I've made this joke before. It's like, if your fetish is kissing and your fetish is something you can find on, like, YouTube without an age restriction, it's like weird. It's like a weird, like, I have,
That
like,
is
a
fair.
same-sex kissing fetish.
Wait,
So,
and I think it's
between
like,
you all, there's almost a full person. Pecs, eyes, lips, nose. We almost have a whole person here.
But we just
I'm just gonna say legs. I'm just gonna
need a
say
leg
it.
man.
It's not my answer. I have to say it at
It's
this point.
almost a whole KFC bucket. It's
How
a family
big are these
bucket now.
pecs?
it's actually not so much about
How are
size,
your
it's about
pecs?
definition.
Yeah,
I mean, you
definition.
tell me. Like,
Would you come to your pecs?
yeah.
But if they're,
I'm sure you
What about when
have.
they are? You see when the pecs are. I'm sure you have. What about when they're just? When it becomes just a rack.
Like steroid rack, like a like
Sure.
a, like
yeah.
a-
just like a like we could take
I
the
think it's
titty
about
and place it.
definition. Like, if they're big but they are not like cut, then
Right.
like no. But if they're big and you can, there's like the definition, like very, then like yeah, I'm into.
Just say you
all
hate
shape
fat
sizes.
people. Just
No,
say it.
I won't say that. I will not say that.
You love us as people.
I love when a guy.
I like there's bakers, chefs. What else would I let a fat person
Adele
do?
before.
Sing. You can sing. Tell jokes.
When I'm getting fucked by a bigger guy and the belly is rubbing up against
Yeah.
my
Doing that. Yeah.
that is amazing.
Yeah.
So no, I won't say that.
We will not be saying that.
How
dare you.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
Let's get this white. You got this white come in here and talk like this. You just said a white bitch to my motherfucking buzzer talk about some higher education.
Can I ask you a question about kissing though?
Yeah.
And this is for the room actually. If you had to kiss a bad kisser, which we've all been there, would you rather have someone who kisses like this? And gives you nothing, closed mouther, nothing, or someone who's like the bottom of their mouth is on your chin.
The first
and
one,
like this.
all like it's. I would
Really?
much prefer. I hate an aggressive kisser.
My thing is
Oh, see, and I'm 60 to 70% of me being sexually attracted to you ends up being the kissing. Like once we get past physical looks,
yeah.
if you are a dead fish kisser, if you're a closed mouth kisser, I will literally get up and leave.
my thing is at least with the
I like a
face,
passionate,
there's passion.
intense.
There's passion.
Yeah.
No, but for me, I don't know. It's like the build up is always more exciting to me than the payoff. Like I'll jack off to the foreplay in a porn before the sex. Like I don't
much
really
prefer that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just
Foreplay is great.
no an aggressive kisser. It's like it's
But
too.
kissing is like, would you consider kissing part of the next step of foreplay? Like not quite sex, but like I consider kissing part of the foreplay.
yeah.
Well-
like the in between, the amuse bouche.
My foreplay is like these two people are like not sure if they're gonna even make out, and it's like kind of a wrong
Is this porn or the WB?
But so once they kiss, that's
You're
like one of the-
masturbating to Twilight. Just
Yes,
admit
right.
it.
Basically, yes. Aggressive kissing is really gross to me because I'm a germaphobe too. So it's like if they don't taste good, like it tastes weird.
I just think it's easier to turn it down than it is to turn it up.
Like it's like when you're on camera.
No,
if the director is like, I need you to take it down a notch, but if they can't get you up there,
And I will
aggressive
say
kiss.
this
Yeah.
too. Speaking of like objective versus subjective, I do think there's an objective standard of good kissing because
Yeah.
you hear people say all the time, it's like no, like it's just they need to find the right person who likes that. No, baby.
no, like two closed mouth people just going.
There's like a balance between like
I'm like, that's
how
not.
much tongue, how much lip. how
yeah,
much
it's
pull
like
away,
dancing.
how
I
much-
think it's
yeah.
exactly like dancing. You either were born with rhythm,
Right,
or you weren't.
right.
And you can like or act like this is how I feel about acting too. Is like you either got it or you don't, and you can train and get a little bit better. And that's
Just
how
like
it is
comedy,
with kissing. Yeah,
you can
I
work
know.
out it. You can become mildly more amusing, but you are either born with an eye
statistically
for comedy.
insignificant.
You know, I don't get into political discussions, but I'm very passionate about this, that you guys are wrong. Like, if somebody is an aggressive kisser, I find that to be an attack on my face. And if somebody starts like, kissing me aggressively, I'll stop and then I will just start telling them about my traumatic childhood just to kill the mood.
If you think that
To
see, that's why you don't make out with gay men, because if you think talking about your traumatic childhood slows us down,
But the thing is,
Markleberry.
neither one of us are saying that that's good kissing.
not aggressive passion.
I'm saying it is. I like very
the
aggressive
man covered in
kissing.
spikes is saying
The only thing I do not like is do not bite my.
no biting.
Don't bite me.
No
but I
biting.
do want you to shove your tongue into my mouth.
Yeah.
I want you to lick my face. I want you to lick my neck.
I've-
I want to be wet from here to here.
I'm with you on the hygiene thing. Though.
Yeah, the hygiene is important.
Like again,
I heard her asshole like this pillow scrunch up.
I'm with you though. I think it's actually sweet to give someone the note of like you could do more.
Yes.
Like and like have that kind
Yes,
of gradual
right,
moment
yes.
than like
Yeah.
being like, okay, then get off of me. And
Yeah.
It's like
well,
red
and not
light.
to bring it back
Yes,
to my
yes,
skin,
thank
but
you.
I'm sorry if you're licking all up around my mouth.
Sure.
All I'm thinking about is, well, in a week I will see that on my face in the form of a breakout.
if you're getting blown.
I'm almost
I'm out of this
never
discussion. I
getting
have no idea what
blown.
Okay, who's left? Okay, it should be mess.
Oh no!
you've always
I
been on
love
this. You've
blowing.
always been on
no, but
this.
I should be on the
love
bed-
blowing.
The sloppy toppy.
When
I should be on the bed like.
if I blow you, it looks like Shamu just finished a show.
If it's not messy, it means you're not
Right.
triggering the saliva
Right.
in your mouth.
Also,
Because
you
you're
need
not
that
trying
saliva.
hard.
What,
Right.
this is like the Carl's Jr. commercial. If it doesn't get all over the place,
Yeah, exactly. It should be a slippy. Just you don't believe in this.
I'm not there. I mean, I
So
understand.
you like a nice dry,
not a
toothy
drive.
blowjob.
I think like if there's gonna be like anal after, I think that yes, like getting it like nice and wet for sure.
Sure.
But I'm not trying to like pull away and be like,
Oh no.
you know, I don't, and like the
Oh.
tears and everything. I'm
But
not.
you never gotten a blowjob so great you had to wipe after because it was.
You need to stop. I'm gonna.
Anyone?
I'm gonna throw this and it's gonna stick
No,
to your
you-
god.
Offset has it ever happened?
Anyone?
Look,
Thank you.
You horrified delicate booster. I've
like,
been trying
it's
to do that for
you're like,
20
it's
years.
So what? It's a mess.
I don't think I want that.
I mean, when I'm done, it looks like I've been bobbing in gumbo.
Thank you.
Like-
First of all, if there are times where like if there are certain people I hook up with, I'm like, I already know what you're on. We're putting down a towel, baby. It looks like a Dexter kill room in this. Honey, it looks like a kill room. Grab a tarp because it's about to it's getting sticky. It's getting sticky in this.
I mean, obviously in the BDSM community,
Well,
like,
you're gonna
yeah, no,
knock a wall
no,
out.
I'm 40, almost 47. To I have to feel like I'm gonna die, but like I don't think even like in the BDSM community, it's about hurting your actual feelings. Like there's degradation, like you filthy scum, but it's never like your mother never loved you,
Right? Yeah.
Like, you're so pathetic that you
it's
have to
never.
get off
It's
like
it's
this.
sexual.
Oh my God, you need to work.
Wait, what did you just say?
She said you're so pathetic that you have to get off like this.
No.
You are.
A natural.
Yeah, girl.
I'm
making
scared of. I
dominatrix
think I'm
money
afraid.
now.
I think I'm afraid of you as a person. I could have. How did you?
If the context is right and it's like role play, like I'm like you, I need a 40-minute improv scene
Right.
before we actually get to
Right.
penetration. Like the older I've gotten, the weirder sex must be because I've had
Right.
too much of it, and it's just like it's
Humble
full
brag.
zip zap zap in my bedroom before we begin.
Right.
Like I just need it, and so like in those sorts of like scenarios, if you're a little like mean, then
But mean
depending
as
on
far
what it
as
could
like
be.
again, if it's cutting and personal,
Well-
as opposed to like come here, like I'm gonna drop the F word, the inappropriate, but like come here, you filthy little is different than like your parents never accepted you and they don't even
Right.
care that you're on TV. You're still ashamed to them because you're queer. Those are two totally different
For sure.
statements,
It's also just true.
and nothing makes you limper than the truth.
Can I just say that like I can walk in the door sight unseen, like not sight unseen, but walk through the door, not a
No,
word,
don't take that back.
and just go straight to having
Same.
sex.
You can just
Same.
walk right up to that glory hole sheet in the closet door.
Like I don't need. I genuinely think sex is the best icebreaker. I genuinely think
Wow.
once we've had sex,
Kick the tires,
we can talk
babe.
about anything.
Oh
I
no!
agree.
As soon as we're done, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
No. I think when someone like sees you on stage too, and then like they have an idea when you go into like
Sure.
a one-on-one
Sure.
space that can be very unattractive. to
Well,
me.
I've had
They-
guys while
like,
they're inside of me say, "Tell me a joke," or
right,
say something funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about
No,
Derek
and the
Barry.
thing is-
Tell me like
Girl,
all that kind
what's
of
Rue
stuff.
really like?
So
I
it's
think-
like you can be on rock hard and then you hear that,
Right, and you're like,
okay,
oh,
I'm
no.
back to
I think this
zero.
is maybe slightly more true for you and I than it is for you, but like my stand-up persona is not super similar to like how I am when I'm
I do stand up
resting
too. Why do you?
state.
I'm talking to a mic sometimes.
No, we're talking now.
Why did he say?
We're
that?
talking
No, no,
so
no,
much.
would you agree? Would
I'm
you
not-
agree?
I'm not-
Yeah. No,
You
I
on stage is
yes.
very different from you
Yes, I'm-
in the green room.
yeah, I'm shockingly polite in real life compared to
Yeah.
how I am
And
on
like
stage.
I am
yeah.
like I have had guys at meet and greets fully put their hand down my pants.
Oh, God.
Oh my
I-
God.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I talk so much about sex on stage, they think it's okay.
Yeah.
Or people get really disappointed when I'm actually like pretty shy, or like when I first meet people, like all of my boyfriend's friends thought I was like cold and standoffish when they first met me because they'd only seen me on stage,
Right.
and they're like, "Where's this big bombastic
Gregarious.
Yeah,
guy?" And it's just like that's like 20% of who I am.
I get the touching thing
blown up.
because I talk so sexual and I'm so
Yeah.
aggressive on stage. But I'm a big fan of like everyone I know. Like you two, I just met finally in person today. I didn't run up and grab you. You two, I've known for ages. I ran up and grabbed. I don't care what someone's like on stage, you don't run up and stick your hands down their pants.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I have physically punched people
Well, what I have had
for
to
coming
start-
up and literally grabbing my genitals out of the blue, and they're like, "What, Brad? It's you." And I'm like,
like this.
"No."
I don't know what I've done to curate my personality to make no one ever want to do that and feel comfortable with me, but something about
I wonder if it's
Yeah,
inspiring.
she wear 7.5 feet tall in goth Crocs.
yes. Yes, something about my personality is not inviting, and honestly, I love it. There have been like Reddit threads about Bob looks very unapproachable, and I'm like, and
Really?
it's not by design, but I'm glad it ended up happening that way because I don't want to look too. I don't want to look too.
Oh, I
friendly.
agree. I don't want to be like my neutral face off stage. When fans see me in airports, they're like, "You looked like you were really angry." I'm like, "No, that's just a neutral human
Right.
face when you're not on camera."
It's so crazy. I don't know if you feel this way or any of you feel this way, but like I am so like concerned about like being on my best behavior in public at like gay events and spaces all the time because I don't want to have one bad moment
Yep.
and then that tweet to go out.
Yeah.
And it's f***ed me up so much that recently I was at like some pride event and a guy blackout drunk spilled his drink on me down my front. And my first instinct was to go, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I was like, what's wrong
Well,
with
Brad
me?
punched someone, so I don't think Brad is.
Honey,
Brad goes
give it
straight
another-
to
Wait till
uppercut.
you're like 47 and you'll start throwing hooks.
I have the opposite issue with you. I look very approachable.
You do.
And so I heard a term I never heard before, which is friend shaped. I guess that's what I was called. I was called
I
friend.
love that. I've never.
Friend shaped. Like if I'm in an Uber, within one or two questions, they will tell me their entire life story. Like
I could see that,
after
though.
every, and it's like, I was thinking about like invisible privileges, because I always try to be aware of that, like how easy it is for me to make friends. Like it never occurred to me until recently. Like that's actually a really
Sure.
cool trait that I have. That even if I feel insecure and I hate myself, I know that. So this is kind of a rant that I haven't gotten to say. When someone has pretty privilege, I told you about this. I hate the pretty privileged people because when somebody is hot and insecure, like now we can't say that you're hot and you're privileged because of it because you hate yourself. You know who else hates themselves is ugly people. Like you know what I hate when hot people think that it doesn't exist as a privilege because they're insecure with themselves. I think that's bullshit. If I can admit that it's very easy for me to make friends, can't you admit that you're hot and you have that as a privilege?
And I would say now that because of the friend shape is an amazing phrase, and I love that.
Yeah.
But it's also, I would say you look like not just look, but your energy is a
Yeah.
safe person.
Yeah.
If I saw you on the corner of a street and I like didn't know where I was
Yeah.
and like I would be like, that's a person I can ask a question to.
Yeah.
You're walking in your neighborhood,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
you seem like a
Not-
safe human being.
Not
to
knowing
interact
that I'm actually a giant.
Right. She's got a straight razor in her bag and she's ready to go.
I'm judging every single person.
Right.
Really harshly, by the way.
And people look at me, they're like, "This guy doesn't want to speak to me. This guy
Right.
looks grumpy. He looks like he might physically
Now that
harm
you
me."
mention it, people have come up to me on Atlantis and been like, "So it seems like you're actually friends with Bob," and I'm like, actually, like I don't know what direction that's going in. Like,
Do
should
people assume that I just wouldn't want to
or
like?
that like you wouldn't want to know me, or I wouldn't? It'd be hard to get
Also,
to know
to be
you.
fair, I give people. I was talking to Mitch the other night. I do not give people leeway. Like if
Right.
if I feel awkward, I'm not gonna. You're gonna feel awkward too.
right.
If you make me feel awkward, we all about to be awkward.
I
in the
will
mother-
say one Atlantis event where you came up to me after Last Laugh and guests were coming up to take photos with me, and there was a guy who was doing kind of the neg compliment, but he really was, he thought he was saying, he was like, because I opened the show almost naked, and he was like, I would never be able to be your size and be up there like that. And you stood next to me and you just kept going, wow, that's a terrible thing to say to a human being. Wow. And then he was like, no, what I mean is, and basically said a different version of it. And you went, you're terrible at giving compliments. You should never talk to an entertainer ever again.
That's how, even if it's not me, I'm like, if you're gonna make Brad feel awkward, I'm gonna make you feel. That was crazy. I had to sit here and watch you.
Funny though, I could not. But then I didn't want to laugh because I'm like, this poor side. Because also I was like, I was already looking at him before he came up. Like I'm like, you already look like a tragic person who's going to say something stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be the bigger person about it because that's why I'm on the stage and get paid to be there.
don't have
And
it
you
in.
can only like mumble through your existence.
I don't have it. I was like, wow,
No, you literally
that's
said,
crazy.
you're terrible at giving compliments. You should never speak to an entertainer ever again.
I get really like if people say shit to me all the time and I'm like very non-confrontational about it, but what being in a relationship has really taught me is that if people with him, like I've gotten thrown out of bars.
Right.
I will like. And like he hates it, but I think he loves it because I will get in people's faces.
Right.
Like this guy said something like crazy.
Can I
Like
just say real quick, it sounds like he's telling you he doesn't like it. You're like, no.
no,
I know.
He's like, baby,
I
you're
really
really
no, but I'm.
He's like, baby,
I'm
you're
seeing,
really
yes,
you get into physical acts, and it really scares me. You're like, nah, you love it.
You love it.
Go ahead, sorry.
the body doesn't lie. No, I just think it's like it's like I'm like that with my friends too. Like I will ride. Like I get really like defensive and crazy when it comes to my friends, but like say whatever, and I'll be like, "You're right."
I am so not ride or die. I will abandon ship. I'm like,
Okay, all of this is evidence that you're not approachable. Like all of it. Like with your story about you should never talk to an entertainer. That's like you're friendly.
I'm not approachable.
No, but you're friendly, but you're not approachable.
Yeah,
And I don't think that's actually a bad thing. I wish I had more of that sometimes.
Right.
Because
Let's say your partner's in the wrong. Your partner started it. Are you still standing up for him?
It's really hard for me to imagine that.
They're
Because
dancing. I want to dance with somebody. He bumps, knocks someone's drinks into themselves, and the guy goes, "Oh my God, you knocked this drink all over me." Your partner's a little tipsy, and he just keeps dancing. I want to feel the heat.
Then I would say, chill the out.
Wow.
But he's like, he's like,
baby, ASOS will exist tomorrow. You can find a
But
replacement.
like
the person who just had a story about a gay knocking a drink all over him.
but
and
sir,
he was
my drink is gone and my shirt's messed up. This is Versace. Can you
buy me
your
my
little
replace my
boyfriend
drink?
buy me a drink?
If he came at my boyfriend for
I'm
accidentally
the guy.
spilling
Your boyfriend just spilled his drink on me.
then I would get there and I'd say, calm the
But I'm thirsty, so go get my drink.
I would probably do that.
That was so hot. I couldn't tell if you were going to fight her.
I don't understand men at all. I don't even know what I saw. I know I didn't like it.
Now I know why Joel Kim Booster, Robin Tran, Naomi Smalls, and Brad Loekle are ugly, but let's find out why you're ugly.
Wow.